Well, the presidential office of Cheong Wa Dae has announced that Seoul and Washington have agreed on a bilateral summit between President Moon Jae-in and U.S. President Donald Trump. Our chief anchor, Moon Connyoung, is live at the nation's top office. Connyoung, so President Moon's very first bilateral summit will be with President Trump.
Well, Devin, it certainly looks like it, as the date for that one-on-one is more or less set at this point. Now, South Korea and the U.S. have agreed to hold a bilateral summit between President Moon Jae-in and U.S. President Donald Trump in Washington late June. Now, not too much of a surprise, as President Moon Jae-in had vowed all throughout his campaign that the U.S. president would be one of the very first leaders he would sit down with as president. The agreement came during a meeting between the visiting special assistant to Trump, Matt Pottinger, and Moon's foreign policy advisor, Chung Eui-yong, amid growing concerns over North Korea's escalating progress in its nuclear and missile arsenal. Here's Moon's senior press secretary, Yoon Young-chan.
During the meeting, the two sides, in principle, agreed to hold a South Korea-U.S. bilateral summit in late June in Washington, D.C. A date and other specifics will be decided in the near future. We will prepare the summit meeting so it could serve as an opportunity for both leaders to develop their personal bond and friendship.
Now, the announcement comes just days after North Korea tested a new powerful missile that some analysts believe could reach Alaska when perfected. Devin.
Well, Connyoung, to that point, was there any discussion of North Korea's nuclear program during those talks?
Absolutely. Now, the policy advisors to the two presidents reaffirmed that the two share a common goal when it comes to North Korea's nuclear issue. Here's Moon's press secretary once again.
We've also reaffirmed that the leaders of Seoul and Washington share a common goal in the complete discarding of North Korean nuclear weapons and will pursue all methods, including sanctions and dialogue, to reach the goal. We also agreed that dialogue with North Korea could happen under the right conditions.
So what would be the right conditions? We asked Matt Pottinger, a special assistant to U.S. President Donald Trump, while in Seoul.
We'll wait to see what the right conditions are. We will know them when we see them, and right now we certainly do not see the right conditions in light of the provocation. We would like to see a concrete movement to reduce right now the threat is gathering.
Now, during the meeting between Chung and Pottinger, President Moon Jae-in dropped by the venue for several minutes, during which he stressed the importance of the South Korea-U.S. alliance, adding his special envoy to the U.S. will soon be in Washington to follow up on his phone conversation with President Trump last week. Now, that special delegation, led by Hong Seok-hyun, former ambassador to Washington and a notable figure in South Korea's media industry, will fly to D.C. sometime this week. Devin?